So if you told me a year ago that I would have 15,000 subscribers by now, I would laugh. It's so cliche, but I still can't believe that I've gotten to this point. So all of you out there with big dreams, I'm begging you, never give up on them. Okay, with that out of the way, this video is going to be just going through and explaining what went wrong with my team. Before we start though, the next video will be uploaded at 250 likes, so make sure to smash the like button. Also, apparently 90% of you watching aren't even subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it if you tap the red button. If you decide to unsubscribe later, then I guess I understand. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So at the very end of March, just after everybody got out of school from COVID, I decided to revamp my old team circuit that I had started last summer. Over the last summer, like a year ago, I didn't do much with it. It maybe had 2 members. It didn't really have any followers on any social medias. It was kind of just a friend group thing. But then this March, I decided, I really wanted to make it big. So what I did was I just started recruiting people and I started like posting on social media. And for some reason, I really don't know why, but it just took off, And in that first month or 2 months, it gained thousands of followers on all social medias. We were sitting at like 20K by the end of like May. We were sitting at like 20K on YouTube, Instagram, and like 50K on TikTok. It was kind of crazy. And that was really where we began. I don't know why, of course I do know why. I obviously have this series where I'm teaching you guys how to do it, but it was out of nowhere. And it was just so crazy, and it was just something that's never happened to me before. And for some of you that see that circuit is now kind of dead, you guys are probably thinking how could you let something so big, with so much potential, die? And that's what this video is going to be talking about, because I want to explain to you guys why it happened and how you guys can stop it yourselves from happening. Let's go back to around, let's say May, the end of May, maybe beginning of June. Things were going well, but it wasn't really growing at the rate that it had been, and that was just because I had been doing all the work for months since I started it at the beginning of June. Up until the beginning of June, I was doing everything. I was editing videos, I was making the thumbnails, I was recording the videos, I was posting on all the social medias, I was keeping up with the clan Discord server. I was doing everything that I needed to do to grow the team, but I didn't have much help. There were some people that were helping me run the Discord server, but that was really just being admins in the server, and they maybe deleted some messages that shouldn't been in the Discord, or posting updates or things like that. But that really didn't help when it came to growing the team and making content that took actual work, like making videos. And it became a lot of work. It just was crazy. I was putting all my time out of the day in it. And at that point, I was still in school, online school obviously, but I was still in school doing work. And to balance that out is very difficult. It was almost like I was putting 90% of my time into the team and 10% of the time into my schoolwork, and my grades suffered because of that. But there really wasn't much I can do, because people kept telling me don't take this opportunity for granted, and you gotta keep going with it. So I just naturally went with that, and I just kept working so hard on it, and that's all I did. And some people tell me that I don't like letting other people help me, and maybe that's kind of right, just because I feel like a lot of people that were involved with the team didn't really know how to do it like I could, and I felt like I was the only one that really knew what I was doing. But I feel like it's more just the fact that, people just didn't really know what they were doing, and it wasn't that I didn't want people to help, it's just that I didn't have the right people to help me. And that's why when I talked about in the maintaining your clan video that I made, I talked about how it's important and essential that you guys have a team of people that are dedicated to work, or even just one other person that shares the same passion as you, that's willing to put all the effort in. Because I've gotten so many questions about it, but that is the number one thing that killed Team Circuit. What killed it was literally just the fact that I was doing everything myself, and eventually I just got burnt out. Burning out is one of the terms I like the most to talk about, because it's one of the most dangerous things that you need to avoid. Burning out is when you put so much work into something that you just one day just wake up and you're just I can't do this anymore. And then that's a burnout. That's where your burnout begins. And then it can last for weeks. It can last for days. It can last for months, where you just aren't motivated anymore, because you just feel like the only way you could keep it going is if you put way too much work into it. And that's exactly how I felt. In fact, I don't remember the exact date, but sometime in there when it was popping off, I left for a week, and I left it to 2 friends because I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was doing way too much. Now, granted, they only had it for a week, and they weren't really able to do anything with it because it was only a week of time that they had, and they were still planning things. But in that time, it kind of just like plateaued. The only people talking in the Discord were the people that had been talking for months. They were the people that were active every day. We had like a friend group in there that would talk. But other than that, at that point, we weren't getting any new viewers. We weren't getting any new people in the server or anything like that because I wasn't making videos and I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't posting. I wasn't doing any of that because I was so burnt out. And I don't blame my friends for that, obviously, because I was the one that was supposed to be making the videos. But it just really just died at that point. And from that point on, like I said, there were still people talking in the Discord and still active members, but it wasn't the same as it had been. Like, we couldn't do customs with full lobbies anymore. We couldn't host creative games like every day and have them active. It was kind of just like a rough point. And that next month of time after that happened was kind of rough. Like, we were just trying to figure things out. And actually, about a month and a half ago, I got in a call with two of my good friends, and we were talking about how we could revive the team, because it died right away when at the beginning when I was talking about like what happened at the beginning, and we were trying to think of ways to revive it, and we thought we had it all planned out, but in reality, like I still wasn't prepared to put as much work into it, especially because I wanted to focus on this channel. I wanted to make tips for you guys to build your own teams. I wanted to really focus on my personal career rather than this team, because at the end of the day, the team wasn't really, like, I just didn't see it going super far. And so I just felt like I have more potential on this channel, so I was putting more effort into it on here. But yeah, even when I made that plan to revive it with those two friends, like, even in the back of my head, I just didn't think it was going to grow anymore. Like, I really just thought it had hit its peak, and it just wasn't going to be able to go any farther. But I still tried, and for a couple weeks there, we revived it, and it was not as popular as it had been, but it was doing okay. And then over the course of time, I got burnt out again, actually very quickly. I think I uploaded daily for a week, and then I just got burnt out immediately. And, I know a lot of people in the community that really don't like me for it. They don't like that I just, like, seem to have quit and, like, give up on it, which I understand, I understand it's frustrating because I've seen people with more subscribers than me, more followers, that just don't put effort into it, and it just seems like they don't work hard. But now looking back on it, it's probably just because they put so much work into it that eventually they just reach a point where they can't do it anymore, and then that's when they give up. And that's really what you guys got to understand. In order to avoid your team dying, like so sadly how mine did, you really need to balance out what you're doing, find something that you enjoy other than the team that you can do at the same time as running the team, so that you're not focusing every bit of your attention on the team. Because if you do that, you're going to be disappointed. It's something that you need to really, really balance with something else. Like I said, like, find a sport or find some passion that you have that you can balance. And like I said before, find someone to do it with. Don't do it on your own. If you do it on your own, you're not going to succeed. Now, of course, there are some cases where people have succeeded, but it really just doesn't go well. It just boils down to the fact that you need other people to help you. You need help with these things. This is a big thing. I talked about it on stream the other day. By the way, I stream almost every day, so you can watch me on YouTube if you have post noties on. But yeah, I talked about it on stream. I said, this is really a marathon. It's not a sprint. You can't just work for 1 week and expect it to grow. You really need a bunch of people that are on the same page as you. You need someone with the same mindset that's willing to work as hard as you will. And that's where you're going to find success. Now, I don't really have a great method on how to find this person. These people, like, someone that's just like you, it's going to take a while to find that person. But I promise you will if you just keep at it, keep going with what you're doing. I promise you'll find that person. But it really isn't easy, Everyone's different. And in order to find that person that's going to see things the way you do, it's going to take some time. But I promise if you guys stick in there, and just stay motivated, you'll find that person and you'll succeed. Basically, if there's one thing you guys want to take away from this, it's just that running a team is a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take everything that you have to succeed. The number one mistake that I ever made with the team was going way too hard on it, way too fast, and I got burnt out. I'm telling you guys, if you can avoid this burnout, you're gonna succeed. It's inevitable. If you can find a balance, if you can find the right amount of time to spend on your team each day that makes it so that it's fun to do and not an extra chore, I promise you it'll do great. Now, obviously, there are a couple other factors that went into the team dying, but that's just the main one that I wanted to touch on and explain to you guys. Hopefully this was valuable to you guys and you got some, value out of it, Like I said at the beginning of the video, thank you guys so much for 15,000 subscribers. It means really the world to me. I really want to get to 20K very soon, so if we could just smash that subscribe button And the next video in the series is coming out at 250 likes. So let's see if we can hit that. Alright, but I love you all, guys. Have a great day. Peace.